the Bold. How the hell are you? Good name. I just started, so I'm tapping the screen to get more people here. You can join me by tapping the screen, get more people here. Hello, YouTube. Don't know who's there on YouTube yet. But Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. Hey, what's going on, Salvatrucha over there on YouTube. Stoned Witch on YouTube. How are you? Whoever the hell here is on Tick Boss Witch. Hey, how are you? User blah 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 blah. And he does this something thug. Says a choose hello, Stone Witch over there on YouTube. Uncle Birch coming to you live on YouTube and TikTok simultaneously. Coming to you live from New Orleans. Well, it's a lovely day. Not too hot. Still sweating, of course, because we constantly sweat around here. Hi, Sugarfoot, love you. How are you? Donna Murphy, I'm good. How are you, Donna, over there on YouTube? Good to see you. Good to see you. I have a question. How can I overcome my natal Saturn? I have Saturn in Aries. Saturn's all about changing your path. Like when you reach your Saturn return, you got to look at the years that led up to that, and do you want to if you want your life the same, do the same things. But when Saturn comes up, it's time to either change direction or stay on the direction that you're already following. So when Saturn comes up, especially Saturn return, it's time you can change your life. Good. How's Witch Lens going for Android? That's all they've been working on for the last week since we launched, since we did the name change to Witch Lens. So again, Witch Lens is available on the Apple platform for iPhones or iPads, even iPods, and we're working on getting it for Android. It's going really well over there, so hopefully we can get y'all, over there soon. Saturn in the 5th house basically makes it hard for me to be social since the 5th is house Leo. Then you need to challenge that. The idea of your birth sign is not meant to hold you back. It was to give you something to overcome. Our job here in each lifetime is to obtain the strengths of each sign and overcome the weaknesses. So challenge that. Be social. Just do it. Go out and throw yourself into social situations as much as you can, and break that pattern. Mercury retrograde is going great. I saw Mercury retrograde a long time ago. You go over there on witchlens.com, or I'm sorry, on WitchLens. I posted the Saturn sigil in the video that connected to the Mercury sigil, and the video about that. The triangular sail sigil. Our ancestors, when they invented ships, used to have the wind at their back, till they came up with the triangular sail. And then with the triangular sail, you can actually travel into the wind. Candelo Salam Malekun Salah. How the hell are you? I never see you on TikTok. I had to look for a minute. I thought it was on YouTube. So we're on YouTube. They're at a Mercury retrograde. So the witch must take the reins, not the ride. The planetary forces are there to help propel you. You need to figure out how to travel into the wind with the triangular sail sigil, and Mercury can never hold you back. Raven Crow, how the hell are you? Doing good. Just talking about Witch Lens. We started our own social media over there. It's available on the Apple platforms now, and then we're going to get it on Android really soon. Working on that. But we're having a good old time over there. Everybody's getting along. We've got pretty much every tradition I can think of in magic, including several ATRs, including the Norse pagans, and everybody's just getting along. I mean, our indigenous people even, our interactions are kind of limited because we haven't added a whole lot of things. So maybe once we add some of those things, people will stop getting along. But when and if that happens, me and Marta will be the admins that will be contacting you and telling you to knock your shit off, if that happens. Got banned on your backup? Really? Well, guess what? I'm coming to you live from TikTok prison right now. I'm in TikTok prison because I had the audacity to discuss a certain symbol used by the Nazis that I believe they borrowed from the Romans, not from the Hindus. It would make no sense for them to have borrowed that from the Hindus. Kendo, yeah, get over there, bro. We definitely got some Poleros over there too. Witch Lens, available on the App Store and soon coming to Android. And we're just having a good time. It's like with me, and it's become a full-time job for me and Marta. About every 10 minutes or so, we scroll through all of the users and find the new ones and follow them. And it's like about every 10 minutes, we've got like roughly, maybe 5 people there. So it's like, I don't know how many that is a minute, right? But it's pretty constant. People just keep joining. Yeah, you should try that, Raven Crow. I'm live, but I'm in TikTok jail till like the 24th or something like that. They've been screwing that up. I saw something that they fixed though. When you get banned on TikTok, even though you won your appeal, they seem to have fixed that. Because they'll ban me, and I'll be in view only mode, and then I'll win the appeal on the video in question, and then the ban will go away, which is always the problem. It used to be you'd win your appeal and you'd still have a strike against you. And those add up. Hey, thanks for the wishing bottle. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans on YouTube and TikTok. We'd be reincarnated. Okay. I thought the Nazi symbol originally belonged to the Indian. No, the configuration that they're talking about is pointing in a different direction than the ones that the Hindus had. The Romans literally used that symbol to conquer the known world. It would make no sense to borrow the Hindu symbol, which was peace and prosperity, as a symbol of war. But the Romans used it in exactly that configuration on top of the wings of an eagle. The Nazis did the same thing. They just beset it on its corner on top of an eagle. So I'm thinking that's where they got it from. It makes no sense, these ideas that it was a Hindu symbol and a Jain symbol and all that. It's pointing in the opposite direction. There's a difference between clockwise and counterclockwise, Widdershins and Diasil, and that difference is everything. Hello, all you people joining. I'm Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. We've been talking a lot about our own social media app that we launched a couple weeks ago called Witch Lens. We had another name and we recently changed it, and getting a lot more people now that we changed it, because there was another product out there with a similar name, and I think some people went to the wrong app. I still have a warning and I've won all my appeals. I haven't been devoid of the warning for like months. This is my 5th account. So I think my highest was about close to 70,000. Then I had one that was 50,000. Then I had one that was 20-something thousand. As soon as I get up there into the double digits, Christians start coming at me. And then some witches. I've even had some Santeria folk come at me and mass report me. And I have the receipts, so don't argue with me. I know exactly who reported me. But it happens. But it's mostly Christians, so it's a badge of honor whenever they ban one of my accounts. And I have to start another one. Eric Cologne, well, you got 2 Poleros in here. I don't know if they like each other. I think they do. Salam alaikum to you, sir. Over here on YouTube, what are you saying? I thought the Nazi symbol. Okay, you're still talking about that. So hello, YouTube. Hello, TikTok. Coming to you live from New Orleans. We've been talking about Witch Lens, but I also should mention my next class starts October 1st. You get over there to gumroad.com/witch school, or you can just hit my my link tree, hit the part that says classes. The class will not be there until October 1st, so you need to get over there, set up an account, follow me. When I launch the account, you will get a notification. You will have the entire month of October to sign up. So if October 1st is not payday for you, don't worry, you got plenty of time to get in there. But I got a lot of people from TikTok and YouTube taking my classes. Yes, so cool. So we got Eric in there, we got Candela in there. Yeah, so over on Witch Lens, yeah, we've got some Poleros, we got some Santeria folk, a whole lot of hoodoo, Norse pagans, some ceremonialists. I've seen Thelemites. I've seen somebody else. I'm gonna go ahead and let this person on live just to see what happens, because they want to go on live. Hopefully I won't regret it. How the hell are you? You're not the guy that doesn't speak English, are you?
How are you?
Good. Didn't we talk before?
Good.
Did we talk before?
Good, my friend.
You look good too. I think it's the guy that doesn't speak English. But on last time.
Jag har nog English.
No
What's your
English.
name?
What?
What's your name?
Michael. Miguel.
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Michael.
All right. Well, good to see you. I don't know how to take you off the screen here.
So, much one, Michael.
What? What is that?
Okay.
Match. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not that. Match. I'm just pressing buttons over here. I really should have a thing that just. There we go.
Oh, two.
Decline. Okay, bye. All right, so I have an ability to bring people on, but they don't have a way to like take them off. We did this before. So I'm just pressing buttons right about now. Let's see. Invite host. No. No.
Bye, Michael.
Okay, bye.
He just wants to check in and
Yeah,
say
just
hi.
saying hi. I don't know how to. There you go. Thank you. Oh, that's funny. That's the second time we've talked to that guy. Jesus loves you. Well, he might not love you. The Christians in this country tend not to be the people that Jesus would love. Christian nationalism would make him bitch slap you into the afterlife. Yes, Aradia loves you. But you're right. Jesus probably does love me because if Jesus existed, he's probably one of us, not one of you. We know that if Jesus existed, he was an Essene. The Essenes were pagans, and they worshipped a god and goddess, and they practiced herbal magic and herbal medicine. Why are you homeless? Me? I don't know, man. Pretty big fucking house to me. We got rooms we don't even fucking use. I think you're in the wrong lane at this time. Let's see. I'm checking over here on YouTube, as
Are you
usual.
homeless?
Yeah. YouTube doesn't seem to have anything going on right now. Why is your PFP a damn cooter? I think he's talking to the guy that said, "Why are you homeless?" What's up, Mr. Potato Head? Not much here, Carrot Top. How are you? Zoot Poof just became the top viewer. Love your videos, dude. Well, thank you. I'm in TikTok jail right now, but they fucked up. I mean, they forgot to turn off my live access, so I do better live anyways. I can do it for like hours. I can only can't do that much with regular videos. Just troll accounts, man. Poor. Poot. No, I can't even see that. The font is too small. I'm gonna have to get a bigger phone soon. I'm getting old. Or glasses. I want to do that. Thank you for following the host. Yeah, follow me. Make sure and hit that little notification bell thing up there so you know when I go live. I do a lot of my work live. People typically spend most of their time asking me random questions about witchcraft because I've been teaching it for a very long time. But of late, we've been talking a lot about Witchlands, our own social media app, where we hope to be, as fun as TikTok, maybe as fun as TikTok used to be. We don't have video access yet. We find ways to do that anyways. We post unlisted videos on YouTube and then put the link on Witchlands. But it is something that we're going to add as soon as we get it available for Android and that kind of thing. But we're over there having a good time. No trolls. It's really hard to make a fake account if you got to use your Apple ID to do the account because it's hard to make a secondary Apple ID. So keeping the trolls at bay. People tend to be getting along and just kind of curious about each other's craft. And we have so many traditions. People just kind of, hey, tell me something about what you believe. Yes, no longer Witch Book. There was somebody else out there that had the name Witch Book. And we had Witch Book Live. And there was some confusion. We sent them a lot of business, apparently. A lot of people went to the wrong Witch Book. So we don't want to be confused with them. But it's something that I talk about a lot, a cultural similarity. A lot of people tend to believe that when people have similar ideas in the craft that they have borrowed them from somebody else or stolen them from somebody else. And that's not the nature of spirituality. That's not how it works. these ideas tend to float around in space. So we had no knowledge of somebody making a program called Witch Book, but they must have been making it around the time that we were making Witch Book Live, because we came out within, a month of each other.
Yeah.
We had no knowledge of them. I'm sure they had no knowledge of us, because we are secretive motherfuckers, and we told nobody. Nobody knew what we've been working on. Not even my friend Ken Dello there. Never even told him. Because we believe in the secret until the thing manifests. And but somehow, two people, they were Georgia, I think, something like that. We started this idea in Hollywood. Now we're in New Orleans, they're in Georgia. Somehow those ideas traveled through the air, and two different people came up with the same idea. Happens all the time. We have countless indigenous traditions worldwide that have come up with drastically similar ideas to other traditions, other pagan traditions and indigenous traditions, before their people ever met, before sailing was invented, from continents too far apart to have reached. Thoughts are electricity. The mind is electric. That's how it works. We are transceivers. We are transmitting and receiving energy. That's why some people are psychic. They're picking up on the transmission. Or they're receiving the transmission. Do you think is disrespect, do you think if you sage, it's just disrespect? It depends. White sage is the Native Americans' most sacred plant. It is being over-harvested. It only exists here. Now, if you're not talking about white sage, then absolutely not. White sage only exists here in the Americas, the top of South America and up to the middle of North America. Nowhere else in the world. Nowhere else in the world does it grow. Every sage, except for white sage, is good for cleansing. White sage is the absolute opposite of that. It's for invoking, it's for causing spiritual energy to occur. So it's technically wrong. People are using it wrong. They're causing themselves all kinds of trouble. But it is their sacred plant. So I grow it myself. If I'm beyond herb magic, I'm into wort cunning. Wort cunning is herb magic on steroids. If it can be ingested, I have ingested it. It can be bathed in, I have bathed in it. If it has a scent, I have smelled it. I've communed with the plant. I feed the plants my blood. It's very, very nutrient-filled, blood. I have bonded with the plant. I got Abre Camino growing over here. I got my rue growing over there. If I grow it, I'll use it. I won't use it for cleansing, however. So white sage, for the most part, should be not taken from the Native Americans. Don't harvest it. Don't buy it. Some Native Americans sell it. That's cool. If they want to sell it, buy it from them. But if you just grow it, nothing's a closed practice. There's no plant on earth that's a closed practice. I heard somebody talking the other day about how you shouldn't work with Hydron unless you're black because of blah, blah, blah. The spirits aren't bigots. My ancestors don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't think anybody else's ancestors do. When I started in Palo Mayombe, an African traditional religion, I learned to elevate my ancestors, bring them up from where they had been at the time of their death. And elevation would be, maybe, not being a bigot, not judging a person based on the color of their skin. That's something that I got from it. What I see with a lot of other people in Hoodoo and other ATRs, they tell you, oh, well, you can't work with these things because the ancestors are so mad that white people once did something to them. I could think, the ancestors would be mad if I did something to them. Maybe even somebody in my close family did something to them. But as I can see beyond that minimal dichotomy here in this vessel of flesh, I would hope that after death I would have a clearer distinction. I would see farther. And I would certainly hope that if I had any prejudices upon death, that beyond death, those would be gone. Because this just is how much sun your ancestors got back in the day. How close your ancestors were to the equator decided whether you were going to be, dark skinned, black or brown or red, what have you. This is an Italian kind of olive skin motherfucker because got a decent amount of sun there. But there are parts you get down in Sicily, the skin's even darker. But I would hope that any ancestors can see beyond that. So there was a person talking about High John that way. High John won't work with you because it was used by African slaves, and white people did terrible things to African slaves. Like, well, I did not do those things. And I'm pretty damn sure that nobody in my lineage did those things. I have a long line of poor white trash. Um, fucking coal miners and shit. They didn't have slaves. I'm sure they all benefited from white, but the same thing. This is Louisiana is the fucking homeland of High John. It grows great here. So I grow my own High John. I commune with my own High John. Maybe if I buy some store-bought High John, it's going to have issues with my lack of melanin or something, but I've never had a fucking problem, and I've been working High John for at least 47 years with everything else. As I've looked back, there was a lot of hoodoo in the witchcraft I was brought up with. But back then, we didn't know a distinction between witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, any of it. It was just a big pile of magic. Some people did it, some people didn't. I never considered any of them a part of a culture. It's like my witchcraft isn't a cultural expression of any of my cultures. It's a subcultural expression. It is not held by the mainstream. The majority of Europeans do not believe in witchcraft, do not practice witchcraft. It is a subcultural expression. Anyway, American Heathen Swamp. How the hell are you? Got you over there. Haven't posted anything, but I see you at Witchlands over there, having a good time. We are, getting ready to add things as soon as we get that Android part launched. Good tidings. I'm in, right now, American Heathen Swamp. I am in TikTok jail for having a discussion about the origins of a certain symbol, mostly associated with the Nazis. And all I really said is that it made more sense for them to have borrowed that or stolen that from the Romans, who used it to conquer the known world, than to use an opposite facing configuration that came from the Hindus, where it meant peace and prosperity. And the eagle. The Romans had it on top of an eagle's wings, flat. Now, the Nazis just used the same exact thing, eagle and everything, and just kind of turned it on a corner. For even having that discussion, I'm in TikTok jail for hateful ideology, but they fucked up and they forgot to turn off my live access. Thank you, TikTok. What's your problem with olive skin? I don't have a problem with olive skin. Some of my best traits come from my Italian side. Where is Hexfest? It's here, right over there, about 20-minute walk, in the French Quarter of New Orleans. It's August, I think. It's usually around the 12th to the 14th, somewhere in there. If you go to hexfest.com, they'll have the current date. I already signed my contract, so I'll be there this year too. You really missed out though. Last year I taught 3 classes and a panel. This year I'm only supposed to teach 1 class, so I'll have more time to hang out with people and drink at the bar and stuff. But Hexfest is an epic time. This town is so full of witches, root workers, both types, both spellings of voodoo, Santerias, all of the variations, Santeria, Lakumi, Ifa, every form of witchcraft known to man, including ceremonial, and even the vampires. The vampires have their own kind of magic too, and there's a lot of them here too. But at Hexfest time, this town's double or triple the witches and workers and magical people, and it's just an incredible fucking time. Starting with that riverboat ritual and dinner. Oh my God, every food you could ever want to eat in New Orleans except for crawfish, because it's not crawfish season. But check it out, hexfest.com. Yeah, the vampires. Vampires are doing really well, so I think their magic's doing pretty well. They're going to take over this fucking town. They own my favorite restaurant. They own one of the coolest shops. And probably my favorite bar, although I don't go there that much because it's on Bourbon Street. But it's a speakeasy.
And they're opening an apothecary soon in that neighborhood.
And now they're going to open an apothecary too.
Yeah, so that's going to be really cool.
But there's this speakeasy that the vampires own, and it's usually populated by witches and vampires and that kind of thing. But during Hex Fest, it's just packed. It's probably a COVID super spreader last time or something, man. Packed really tightly. Could you speak briefly on the difference between a pentagram point up versus down? Okay. Well, it's all the same thing. You know, the pentagram represents the earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. In this configuration, this top point is spirit. In this configuration, it's depicting the right-hand path, spirit over the flesh. Same thing in this configuration, except the spirit point is down, and it's symbolic of the left-hand path, which is flesh over the spirit. The only real difference between the left-hand path and the right-hand path doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't mean good versus bad. The left-hand path originally believed that God is within, if it exists at all. The right-hand path believed that God was without. So part of the belief of the right-hand path was serving an external, serving a God outside ourselves, so it's the path of service, serving others. Since the left-hand path believed that God was within, serving the self was serving the gods. So it's kind of where they got the idea of the Jedi and the Sith. The Sith believe in serving themselves, and the Jedi believe in serving others. That's actually where they got the idea, along with the Force, and a lot of common pagan ideas at the time were absorbed into Star Wars. I have to check it out when I make it over there. Absolutely. Good question over there, YouTube. What do you recommend as the most powerful cleansing and protection spells? For protection, my transformation shield. There's elements of it, smaller versions of it on YouTube. If you look up psychic self-defense, shields up, and transform or banishing poverty, you can piece together this spell. If you got a few bucks, you can go over there to gumroad.com/witchschool, which is, of course, WITCHSKEWL. If you're on TikTok, you just hit my link tree, go down to classes, it'll take you over there. Then class you want to look for, feeding on your enemies. It's the most devious and effective protection technique ever, because you take the energy from your enemies, transform it in an energy like, and you can actually literally set it up to where your enemies charge a spell for you, and you put very little effort behind it. Once upon a time, I needed, bills were a little high, I needed an influx of cash. I put up that protection, and then I went to YouTube and I made a video called Real Witches Don't Vote Republican. Knowing they were out there, and knowing they were going to throw so much hate at me, that I would feed on that and use that to fuel my armies. And, you know, bills got paid. Bills got paid. However, I don't know if I still have the Poleros here. One thing that I have said over the years, if I got a couple months to wait for it, I'll do classical witchcraft. I need it tomorrow, I'm going Palo. Palo, I see faster results than witchcraft, which tends to use lunar phases to accomplish the goals. The movement of the moon and the movement of the earth is what is making a lot of that stuff happen. But, you know, I have the ability to work Palo. That tends to be almost immediate or like the next fucking day, man. Can I pick up recently deceased mother energy living in your house? No, I would not, don't play with dead energy. There's weird things that happen there. I would not use that.
Especially if they're newly deceased.
Yeah, especially newly deceased. They need that. that energy is going to be who they will become in the next life. Yeah, give them their space. What do I think of E.A. Koenig? Well, I think that he was the next person interviewed in Cursed Films right after me. And I kind of thought he was okay in that. You can catch Cursed Films. I think it's available on AMC and Shudder. Other than that, I haven't thought a whole lot about him. I've known several people that were authors under him. Never really enjoyed his work. But I think What happened to him on YouTube was not okay. And if he came over there to Witch Lens, to our social media app, we'd let him on. Just, it's got to be nice. Got to, got to be respectful to others and that kind of stuff. I don't know that he's ever like engaged in disrespectful behavior. I am tapping the screen a bunch of times to get more people to come. You can tap the screen a bunch of times too and help get more people to come. I've never been a big fan of his work or the people. That the authors under him didn't seem to make much money at all. His publishing company, starting a publishing company because of your ego, is interesting and all, but signing up with a publishing company that runs by a person's ego is not going to get you rich. But other than that, I haven't really had much thought about him at all. I think banning his account on YouTube for the bullshit they banned his account for was absolute bullshit. That's what I have to say about that. I never saw him come over on TikTok, but I'm sure he'd get banned there too. And hello TikTok, hello YouTube, Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. We've been spending most of our time these days working on our social media app, Witch Lens. We are not the technical staff, but just, keeping up with the traffic and following all of the people that have joined. It's a full-time job. And constantly talking with the techs about this thing, that thing. So far it's available on the Apple Store, and we are building the Android version as I speak. Same here, he doesn't inform much. I'm trying to learn everything I can. Well, see, I was interviewed on Cursed Films about the curse on the movie The Omen. I sat in my living room, I answered questions, I spoke at great length, and then they went to him over in Utah or something, where he, all theatrics. He's got a fire out there in the desert, and he performs a death ritual, a death curse for the cameras. That was pretty cheesy. That was pretty, just, Hollywood shit. I mean, I lived in Hollywood. I mean, literally, you can see the Hollywood skyline over my shoulder in that episode.
You can see a piece of the sign from our terrace.
Yeah. And I wasn't getting all Hollywooded up, but it was all just theatrics and, even down to the guttural tones that he does when he does the spell. Maybe there's something to be said about the properties of vibration for that, but I don't think he was coming from that. I think he was just trying to seem ominous. On which account are you live on TikTok? It should just say Uncle Birch, or it might say Witch School, WITCHSKEWL. The only one with over 1,000. It's got like 2,000 something followers. You got to have 1,000 to go live. It should just say it up at the top too. So are my questions getting through, or is the screen going too fast? Just caught your live. Love this technique. That is all I see from you. Yeah, if you, I only saw like one comment. I scrolled a pretty ways back there. I only saw that one thing. So what you got? White dove. Sounds familiar. Are you on our app? I think you're at Witch Lens. With the WYT, yes, I think you are. Primal Craft. Got a book? A book or a type of craft? Because most crafts should be kind of primal. I don't know. Elaborate. What are your Mark Allen Smith? It's a book. Don't know him. Don't know the book. There's a time back when I had my witch store for like 20 years. I had to read all the new books all the time to know if I wanted to carry them. But because I haven't had to do that in a while, I've kind of fallen behind on some of the new stuff out there. I see some interesting stuff coming out on Warlock Press lately. It's a newer publishing company out of New Orleans, and they've been putting up some good authors. Doesn't teach magic, dude. I've tried many times. They even have sigils on me. Can't do much. Are you talking about EA still? Yeah, I think you're still talking about EA. Yeah, I don't, he's not teaching much. Yeah, It's like me, if you watch me on cursed films, I watched it later and go, oh my God, you know, I literally taught the audience um, how to cast a curse. Several different ways: how to curse a piece of land, how to curse a film, how to curse a name. Um, it was actually sounded more instructional than an interview on an AMC documentary. Atlantean magical system. Okay, no. This is created by Mark Allen Smith, who was trained in tradition uh, British witchcraft. Yeah, no, you go Atlantean and you lost me. You lost. I'm not going to read his book. No Atlantean. It's cheese. It's newage. Newage rhymes with sewage for a good reason. All right, tapping the screen again. Am I? Wait, where the fuck did I tap it? There we go. Tapping the screen. Trying to learn how to cast spells. Research many religions. Well, if you go over to YouTube, just look up Uncle Birch. I've got an entire free course there. Um, Intro to Witchcraft. I think it's like 8 classes or something like that. And then, you know, for people that, you know, want to pay for, you know, better instruction, there's my witch school over at gumroad.com/witch school, which, you know, you could just hit my my link tree and go down to where it says classes. That takes you over to Gumroad. The next class starts October 1st, but will not exist till October 1st. There are other classes that are just downloadable. You can download a whole year and a day's worth of classes in one shot. I enrolled in the March course and I've learned so much. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. Oh, Claudia, thank you. Sup, loving kindness over there on YouTube. How are you? I'm over here on TikTok and YouTube doing my live thing because I'm technically in TikTok jail, and again they keep doing that, and then they forget to turn off my live. But I'm over here able to go live. The video in question on TikTok that got me the latest TikTok jail, I put on friends only. So if you're on, you know, if we're following each other, you can watch it. Seems to not be getting reported on friends only. Drawing sigils and attracted to it. My first video on YouTube from like 15 years ago is sigil magic, and then I've got to hide a sigil in plain sight. That one's pretty epic. That sigil will work for you with very little effort. You'll have to watch the video and see why that is. You're welcome, Light Dub. I even looked into the Quran and the Christian text, learned everything. Well, the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible are roughly the same book. If you read them all, it's the same book, same stories, same people. Even Jesus appears in the Quran as a prophet, one of many. He doesn't appear in the Old Testament, the Jewish, you know, he doesn't appear in the Torah. But the Messiah is talked about a lot, but they just, you know, to them he hasn't come. But basically, you've got the same religions in there and all the same stories. Cain and Abel, all of it's in each fucking book. Yes, only minor differences. I mean, probably the big difference is Jesus. You know, was Jesus the Son of God? You know, or was he a prophet? Was he, you know, was he the prophet? Or was he the Messiah? They just disagree on that minor point, really. Hey, Uncle Birch, gotta say thanks for the helpful advice you provided in the past. Thank you. Oh, thank you for thanking me. I'm glad it must have worked out, whatever the hell I said, so good. What do you do when your mind wanders in a ritual? It depends. I might wander with it. But that comes from training, meditative training. You try and meditate on one singular idea, and when you catch your mind drifting, you know, I use a stopwatch, you know, on my phone. When my mind drifts, then I do it again. Try and go a few more seconds longer, or a minute longer, or whatever you can. Then just each time, try and make it longer. And then once I get good at that and I make it longer, well, then I make it harder. You know, you move from a relaxing place to a non-relaxing place, like let's say a bus station. Try it there. You know, you increase the resistance. That's how you build a muscle. That's how we build this muscle too. We work it, and then we increase. Once we get good at one technique, we increase the resistance and work it again. And then we're building this muscle. From my understanding, the system was referring to falls under the draconian tradition. Okay. I would think that rosemary probably helps with that too. It's very good for memory, but probably good for concentration too. Although there is no existing data. Shut up, fools. Wow, look, we have more people on YouTube than TikTok for a change. That's different. I found the muscle metaphor very helpful. Thank you, Birch. Yeah, we're working out. Working this out. You got to work this out. All your magic's coming from here. I don't care how many cool little trinkets you're moving around on your altar. You're moving those around to trigger a response from here. They are psychological trigger points, every one of them. I mean, some stuff have their own energy, plants and that kind of stuff, but magic's up here. The untapped recesses of the mind, and we're just tapping the fuck out of them. See, tap. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. I'll be here with you for a bit, but then I'm going to have to go over to Witch Lens and catch up. About every 10 minutes or so, we've got at least 5 new users. And like in the morning's a long ritual trying to find all the new users and follow them. It's like a full-time job. Video keeps freezing. Well, I'm sorry about that. You can jump over to YouTube, see if that's better. I have a green signal all the way through, so it's not lagging on my end. I got green on YouTube as well. Whoever that spam call was, they just left a voicemail. But if you look up Uncle Birch over there on YouTube, you find me over there. And then, if there's something you miss in this live, you can go over to YouTube, where it will be there forever. Here on TikTok, once I, turn off the live, poof, it's gone. So follow me if you're not following over here. Tap the screen if you got time. It gets more people over here to the live. What was with the name change? There was another app that launched very shortly before we did called Witchbook, and we were Witchbook Live, and there was too much confusion. I've heard from several people. They said, "Hey, I just paid for your app." I said, "Ours isn't a paid app. Our app has ads. That's how we pay for our app." So several people went to the wrong app. We were getting people on somebody else's app, and we don't want to be confused with them. So we looked up Witch Lens. Nobody had Witch Lens, and then no. Now I'm having a connection problem. Let's see, is it going to get better? Okay, now my connection's better. No, now now my connection is tripping a little bit. Okay, yeah. So nobody had Witch Lens, so we trademarked it within like 24 hours, and nobody can have it. So they can have their witch book. I really wasn't married to the thing. It's just the name we came up with when we were building the app. I knew we were going to change it eventually anyway, so we just changed it sooner rather than later. And I'm tapping the screen over here. It helps bring more people to the live. It's another place where TikTok screwed up. You can like yourself and increase your traffic on the live. And again, I'm in TikTok jail right now, and they screwed up and forgot to turn off my live access. Okay. So yeah, White Dove, I am starting to have some shifting connection right now. So maybe there is something to that lag that you were talking about. But I'm not hearing anything from the YouTube people about a lag over there. So somehow lagging within TikTok. I just like myself 1,000 times. Look at that. Oh, Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, where it is just lovely out. It is not fucking hot. It's not pissing down rain. Got a nice breeze. It's still humid enough. I can still see myself sweating, but that's, that's a constant. But a lot of the plants I grow here, like the High John and the Abre Camino, they love that shit. They want that humidity. Have you heard of any witches gathering on Halloween or year-round, non-coven related in Europe? I don't want to join a coven. It will be nice to participate. Most places, there's going to be a group offering public rituals. You just got to kind of look around. Maybe that's something. Maybe we'll add to Witch Lens over time. You know, ways to connect. Like Witch Vox used to be good for that, but they're not around anymore. I hear. I like it when you think about it. Very, very intuitive name. Yes. I know, yeah, you kind of got to think about it. Like we floated it by a friend of ours. He's like, I don't like it. And then he thought about it. He's like, no, I kind of do like it. No, wait, yeah, I really like that. So it kind of grows on you pretty quickly. Witch Lens available on the Apple App Store, and we're working on getting it out for Android. I caught a live. It's 4:49 a.m. But oh my God, where are you? Is the point of magic to imprint on the subconscious? And if so, what's the best technique in your opinion? I think that's the point of many magics. Best technique for me is sigil magic. And you can either, make the sigil and imprint it on your subconscious by extreme pleasure or extreme pain. Are you a sadist or a masochist? Maybe you want to, I wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't recommend, putting a lighter under your hand while you're looking at the sigil, but masturbation would probably be better. Probably can't talk about that on TikTok either. But also looking at it right before you go to sleep. Usually I'll do that with sigil. I'll look at it right before I go to sleep, put it under my pillow. I'm going to do that for a certain amount of time, and then at some point I'm going to burn that sigil, send it, release it. That's a good question, though. And that's Chronic Critic. Very good, very good. But definitely, you should be able to find a gathering for Halloween, Samhain. Those are pretty public things. There's got to be groups over there. Thank you for answering my question. You're welcome. That's what I do. We've been doing Ask Uncle Birch on many platforms for many years, and usually it's just people ask me random questions about magic and witchcraft, and I answer them without any reference materials off the top of my head. Keeps my teaching muscles strong, and hopefully it's a community service to the various communities that I'm serving. Yes. And hi, Alicia Rose. Hello. Natural Mystic. Oh, okay. Are you in Oz? Yeah, I have we've got a lot of students in Australia, got a lot in England, got a lot on Witch Lens. I have all these things that I can look at and track the traffic and see where people are from, and I get to see this big world map and little dots popping up all over. It's really fucking cool. What you do if it's in your skin? What? What's in your skin? You'll have to elaborate on that. Follower of Yggdrasil, how the hell are you? Doing good, doing good. Hanging out over here. Then I got to go back over to Witchlands and do my job over there. It's kind of becoming a full-time job over at Witchlands. You probably have an Android because I haven't seen you there yet. We're working on it. That's all I have my techs working on is getting the Android fucking launched. No. Last time I brought somebody on live, there was no way to turn them off. I'd love to find an open group. So far, those I've found are coven, closed. We'll keep searching. Even covens will often do an outreach circle. Usually the Sabbats, usually Espits, moon ceremonies are closed for just the coven. But covens are always looking to get new members, and they often do that by performing public rituals. Yeah, I know you're working a lot. You're always in your car on your way to one of your jobs. You have Lucifer sigil on your skin. Okay. Is that a problem for you? I know several people that have that. Hey Sunshine, blessed be. Yes, I signed up for WB. Cool. It's Which Lens now, so you might want to update your app. It'll still work for you, but we've also added, we fix things before we change the name. So if you go to my page on Which Lens, there's an easy little link to update your app. It's just a few posts back. Um, Hello, my friends. Santa Muerte Witch, how the hell are you? I'm good. I'm good. Lovely day in New Orleans. It is not but hot. I mean, in our yard, it's usually not but hot. As you can see, we've got lots of cover, lots of shade. But today there's a nice breeze, no rain. It's fucking nice. Yes, in Oz. Okay. Yeah, I bet there's people in Australia. I mean, I've got so many students in Australia. I should start initiating them, and then they can like form some groups and stuff. Santa Muerte Witch says, I'll never be in a coven again after that shit show in New York. Which shit show? Maybe you tell me that later. Yeah, don't be in a hurry to join a coven. You want the right one. How do I use it on YouTube? I want to dive into my videos. YouTube, you just go to YouTube and search for Uncle Birch. I got 15 years of content there. I'm one of the last, the only people teaching witchcraft on YouTube longer than me have passed away. So I am OG on YouTube. Do you teach in person or just on Gumroad? I occasionally I teach at Hex Fest, WitchCon, usually Witches Fest. They always want to have me. And then, eventually, if we get past the pandemic, there's a couple shops in New Orleans that I'd like to see about teaching classes at. Yeah, it is not friggin' hot today, though. And even August, for Hex Fest time, we were like mid-80s. It was nice, and it was odd. Usually hot. I mean, usually August, July, I think is our hottest month, but August is usually, second. But it was fucking nice this year, man. And we're close to the end of hurricane season. Knock wood. Mind the drop here, bears. First coven I joined fucked my energy up. Never again unless it was my own. That's the other thing, Wait for the right coven to come around. If that's what you're looking for, make sure it's the right coven, or do it yourself. That's why we did Witchlands. Nobody's doing it right. Everybody's able to persecute at us. Oh my God, lightning 8.8 miles away. Maybe we will get something today. I don't know. And do it yourself. You can see the problems better than anybody else. And you can be not a part of the problem. Or, you want it done right, do it yourself. But don't even be in a hurry. And, always remember, perfect love and perfect trust. Perfect love means learning who's worthy of your love. Perfect trust means learning who you can trust. None of these are supposed to be blind, but many, like Wiccans, kind of do it that way. You should definitely link us Aussie students up. Yeah, I should look into doing that. I haven't done enough organizing in a while. Next year, me and my wife are planning to come see you. Oh, cool! You come to Hex Fest? I mean, I almost made it to Cauldron Fest. And now that Greg Locke came and got chased off by the security, I really would have liked to have seen that. Greg Locke's mob being chased off by the security, who I'm told the majority were Norse pagans. I hope they had like axes and warhammers in their hands. And if they didn't, don't tell me, because that's the picture I have in my mind, and I want to just leave that there. You're in Jackson Square, like right now? Hey, how are you? We're in Bywater. June and July have the most rain there, right? I think August, like almost every day, the most rain.
August.
Yeah, August is our rainiest month.
Almost every day.
The only day that didn't rain in August was Marta's birthday. They gave us a day off. I have that round. Do it yourself. Yes. I was one of the ones who chased him off. Tell me somebody had a camera rolling, man. You had to have cameras there, bro. That's like internet gold. I want to see Greg Locke's people running and fucking horror. Where was Locke? No, Locke was at Cauldron Fest in Virginia. I think it's Virginia.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. My geography is all fucked up.
Spencer, Tennessee.
No, we used to have the Catholics protesting Hexfest up to COVID time. They haven't seemed to be back for a couple of years, so maybe they gave up. You're not a part of that festival? I thought you were the main dude. I kind of thought you were like the honcho of Cauldron Fest. All right, well, you're probably too busy because you're working all the fucking time to deal with that. Let's see if I'm missing anything on YouTube. Put the word out. We want video. I can't stand that meat suit. We ain't scared of no witches unless they're chasing us. I'm coming to you live on YouTube and TikTok, so some of you don't see some of the other things going on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this person on. Because they want to go on.
The Red Stars. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
How are ya?
Good. Was it Chianx?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Oh,
Cheyenne.
that's cool spelling of that. How are you? What's up? Where are you?
Texas. Where are you at?
Ooh, New Orleans.
Ooh, you're not far.
Yeah,
It's like
our neighbors to the
over there.
west.
Yeah.
What do you practice?
Stay home, Mom.
Practice stay-at-home mom? Well, usually people are here like practicing some kind of magic, doing any of that. You just ended up here
No.
randomly?
I mean, what?
You just ended up here randomly?
Oh, I don't know. I just seen your name and I was like, all right.
Okay, right on. Yeah, I teach witchcraft for a living, so most people are over here talking about witchcraft, ceremonial magic, African traditional religions, hoodoo, you name it, those kind of things. But what you want to talk about?
Are you like one of those people that can talk to like spirits and stuff?
I can, but I usually leave that up to mediums. That's their job. I try not to do other people's jobs.
Gotcha. Still trying to get the rankings. I am, but we're pushing tomorrow. Tomorrow's our push day. I gave up for today. I'm gonna try to get my team together. I'm gonna get some mods together, and then we're gonna push tomorrow.
You're
We're
gonna
gonna start pushing.
pushing what?
Pushing for the rankings.
The rankings?
Yep.
Like what
They
that?
have the weekly rankings,
All
and
right.
then they have the rising stars.
It's like the TikTok live rankings things.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. See, I'm kind of a niche. I'm kind of a niche audience. I don't even try and get in the rankings.
I haven't until like 3 people yesterday were like, just try it, just try it. I'm a very funny, outgoing, loving person.
Our connection on YouTube
Sounds
over
good.
here. New report says TikTok is filled with
All right, well, I
content.
will let you have a fun.
Okay. Well, thanks for hopping in.
Alrighty.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Okay, bye. Janice disconnect. I just got a WDSU, our local news affiliate, just said that a new report shows that TikTok is filled with dangerous, misleading information. I will have to go read that full story a little bit later. Thank you for the beginner videos you put on your app. Love you guys. Cool. I'm gonna figure out how to put some more of those up. It was kind of tricky at first. It didn't work, but I might put some more of that class. What's going on right now? I've hit another dimension. I'm confused. I don't know. That was just a random person that wanted to come on live. I kind of don't want to do that too often because I don't seem to have a button anymore to turn them off. Like the guy that doesn't speak English keeps coming in, but he's nice. He just likes to say hi. Hey, Uncle. Hey, Marissa. Pike. Rezo. How are ya? That was random. Yeah, that was random. I mean, I assume the people that, run into my live because they look at certain content. Owning your own social media app, you learn a lot about how this shit works. I'm learning a lot of things. We don't have much of an algorithm yet. Just like the basics, but for like driving content to your For You page, have anything like that over there yet? These are things that we'll add later. But we're going over there at Witch Lens, available at the Apple App Store and coming soon to Android and all of the Android platforms. And Santa Muerte Witch can't wait for the Android app. I know, I can't wait for it either. We're gonna, based on how many people I know of that have said that, we're gonna quadruple our users overnight. And as it is, we get like several every minute or so. The app is called Witch Lens. It's available on the App Store. We've been out for about 2 weeks. We had a different name for a little while, and then we changed our name. We've got all kinds of people. We got witches and poleros and poleras and Santeria people and both types of voodoo, and the Norse pagans and ceremonialists and voodoo people. Fucking everybody's there. And we're getting along. And probably because they know that if you don't get along, you're going to hear from Uncle Birch. If you report somebody, Uncle Birch be looking at the report, or Aunt Marta. And if you mass report people and they don't do anything wrong, well, then we're going to be coming to you and say, hey, maybe you are bullying and harassing. So we are not going to, I never plan to have that done by computers unless we get really fucking good at artificial intelligence, and we just have to because we can't employ that many admins. That's the point of all of this. Can we share videos, etc.? In a way, the way we do it now is you make an unlisted video on YouTube, share the link on your post at Witchlands. That is one of the things that we want to add to it, like right away. It's one of our priorities, but our priority right now is getting the Android version released. And then we got a lot of things, like being able to reply to and comment and like other people's comments. We don't have that. You can reply under a person's comment. Hopefully they see it.
And there's no way to tag them.
There's no way to tag them. We don't have that
So
yet.
they don't know that you
I
commented.
saw somebody using hashtags there today, and I don't know if hashtags really do anything on our platform yet. And like messaging, personal messaging, we don't have that yet either. But we're just, we find ways to make the thing work. So I've been doing a lot of that, where I just make an unlisted video on YouTube, make a post the link in my post, and then we're actually sending more traffic to YouTube. But that's a drop in the bucket. I'm giving YouTube traffic right over here on my other phone. But that is on our priority list. KDJ, yes, you are all over that thing. You are one of our, I get to look at all the statistics and see who's, the more active users on the platform, and you are definitely in that list. Okay, so you did a video on YouTube. Yeah, upload it there, make it unlisted. I mean, you can just make it a public video, and then, people on YouTube will see it, and people on Witchlands will see it. But sometimes I'm making a video just for Witchlands. Like I've made a couple videos teaching some of the little tips and tricks on how the weird fucking platform works, because there's some weird little kinks in it. And then, so I'll make that one unlisted, and then only the people that have the link from Witchlands are going to click on that. I need an Apple. Yes, I do custom spell work. Yeah, some people, it works on Android, or I'm sorry, it works on, oh God.
I think it was
What's the book? The tablet?
iPad.
I think it works on, I think it'll even work on some of the old iPods. But not on Android yet, so we're working on that.
I think Katie didn't get my joke when I said, I'm hitting that with a picture of you, because she posted one of these emojis. But that's okay.
Yeah, Marta gets to,
Tell-
she gets to say that she's hitting that.
Tell me
For
that
sure.
you made me say that.
I made her say that. What'd you post? Oh, that picture you keep
Yeah,
talking about?
when I said-
I must not be seeing your posts enough,
No,
because
it
I
was
didn't
the
see
post
that.
when we went to get oysters, and then I said, also, I'm hitting that.
Oh.
Because you wanted me to say it.
I did, actually. The name of the app is Witch Lens. So witch and then Lens. One word. Do your candle magic using the correspondence planetary days and hours? Yes. Yes, I believe in using the planetary days and hours because they are variables that we can track. There are so many variables in magic that we cannot track. It behooves us to adhere to all of the variables that we can track. And we can track all of the planets in the sky, the moon phases, that kind of thing. So control as much of the variables as you can. Thursday in the hour, Venus be best for a pay increase. I think so. Thursday is often associated with Jupiter, which is
I
expansion,
was
and
gonna
Venus
say,
is good
I
for
would
business.
I would use some sort of a Jupiter energy for that.
Yeah, so Thursday, I'm pretty sure Thursday's Jupiter, then Venus is good for business.
And
So
Venus
those
is
could work.
Friday.
Yeah, and Venus is Friday. Does your wife have a page? Do you all generally do things together? Yes, she does. She is Aunt Marta. Oh, no. Oh, she loved that one. She got it.
What?
The,
Oh.
yes, she has a page, Aunt Marta. And we do everything together. We've been together 24/7 for I don't know how many fucking years.
At least 5.
And I don't know any person that I can tolerate being around 24/7 for fucking 2 days. Except for her. So I guess it worked out. You're welcome over there on YouTube. Much love from California. Right on. Couple goals. You're welcome, Mariah. Mariah. Ah, that's cool. Thanks for sending the likes. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, where I do see some clouds coming. That'll just give us some more shade. I'm coming to NOLA around April. Solo trip. Need some me time. LOL. April's, yeah, that's a lovely time for being here. Well, give us a shout when you're around. I'm the first to get the Mariah thing? Really? You just sound it out. It means myrrh, like frankincense, and then an I, and then an Cindy, North Carolina, how the hell are you? We've been spending most of our time over there at Witch Lens. It's a lot of work. Just keeping up with everybody and all the traffic, trying to like everybody's posts, comment on them, trying to follow everybody. And we get so it's like a follower a minute roughly, especially during the day. Those are like peak times. Went to go to the dungeon and potions. We almost went to the dungeon, but we didn't make it there for some reason.
We went there with Christian and Brian.
Oh, that was the dungeon?
Yeah, after Christian's birthday.
I managed to take a picture there, even though you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Okay. We've been to the dungeon. Yeah, that was kind of cool. I think people were trying to get a dance floor started. I was sitting in a corner. Checking over here on YouTube. Okay, haven't missed anything. All right. All right, so hopefully you got the spelling there, Lauren. Hopefully we'll see you there. Available on the Apple Store so far. We're working on the Android, but Witch Lens is going really well. Once we get to where, we can post videos straight on the app and stuff, it'll be even cooler. I'm saving up for Hexfest next year. Have to meet up with you too. Love y'all. Out. Are you out? You leaving? Well, definitely do that. Hexfest next year is going to be cheaper than usual, I think, because I think it's one fewer day than usual.
No, I counted the same number of days.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they changed it because it was originally it was one fewer day when
yeah, I was looking at the dates and it looked the same to me.
Okay, maybe. I love me some absinthe potions. Yeah, they do it right, man. Our friend Sean is all into the absinthe. He's like an absinthe connoisseur.
That's why we hang out all the time. So I
she's got to be around
stuff.
to correct my fucking linguistics and stuff. Yeah, we never made it to Potions this last time. You know, our kids started school right
A week
before Hex
before,
Fest, and we had to go back and forth and do uncle stuff and then dad stuff and uncle stuff and dad stuff, and and we're older, so we're not big night people, but some of the latest nights I've had have been at Potions. Like, first time we came here, we were out there till like 4 in the morning. Yeah, bars here don't close, y'all. Most
Well,
of them.
they were closing during COVID. But
Yeah.
I think they're starting to expand their hours more.
Best ghost pic I ever took was at Potions on the balcony. And then they have the ghosts on the wall and stuff, the skeletons and stuff. It's like always Halloween at Potions. That's probably why so many witches hang out there. All right, y'all. Well, I should probably go check in over there at Witchlands and see what I got to do over there. I wanted to get out here and do a live while I'm not supposed to be allowed to do a live. As a real ghost. Well, yeah, French Quarter's got a lot of haunted. Like, if you look for apartments in French Quarter, you have the options of a haunted one or a not haunted one. So, I don't know if you save money on the haunted one or not. It's probably more expensive, actually. But check it out. Check out Witchlands. I'll be over there in a minute. Thank you all for joining me on the live. Maybe I don't know if we'll be out here tomorrow. It's a Saints game, and that's the only football I watch, so that'll take up a lot of my day. But as our ancestors used to say, to remind us of the troubled times through which they have come, and the breadcrumb trail that they left you to follow in the ways, merry meet, merry part, merry meet again, y'all. Boom.